Welcome to Shaunie's World. These are just my thoughts with a comedic side of humor. But if you're cool with your girl, go fool with your girl. Appreciate you for dropping by.
Disclaimer. You know, if jobs just paid you, then you wouldn't have to do what you needed to do on the side to make ends meet. This is what I keep telling them, but they ugly ass. Now, there are a lot of people that are in the career of their lifetime, but they still find side hustles. Now, I'm taking you all the way to New York City, but more importantly, the Bronx part of things. Now, there is an officer, Melissa Mercado, who is a 7-year veteran at the New York's precinct. Now, the crazy part about it is she wasn't just a regular street cop. Like, she was on the high end. She was like a grade 3 detective for the Bronx Special Units, and she had joined the force back in 2018. So we're not talking about somebody that just talking about license and registration. She was given a specialty type job, and allegedly, because I'm not Glassdoor, I don't know, that position yielded out $144,000 a year. I don't know if that's additional bonuses or things like that. Well, why she's a topic of discussion isn't because she's a great officer or anything. It's more or less what she did on the outside of her uniform while she was off duty. Now, she apparently appeared in some type of rap video. And in this rap video, want to tell you about a girl named Keisha. She was being seen in a bikini bra type outfit dancing around in his music videos, in a more seductive manner, probably around a strip pole or two. Cheeks was giving cheeks. You know what I'm saying? It was giving bow, 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 bow. Well, anyway, it somehow came out that she was involved in this music project outside of her, duties as a public servant. And now she's getting backlash. Now, there hasn't been an extended level of what type of disciplinary action is going to take place, but they're basically disgusted. The detectives and, of course, her upper management and whoever she answers to as a chief, they're disgusted with how she displayed herself in this video, and it's just not a good look, especially since in her day job, she's doing XYZ. Now, she has come forth since then and said, look, I got to do whatever I got to do for my son. With your ugly ass. Well, she didn't put the ugly ass on. I did that part. But she's saying, she has to be a provider. And a lot of folks are like, well, let that girl do what she want to do. You know what I'm saying? She's off the clock. Woo. Don't mix her night job up with her day job. As long as there's not a night job continuously. She was just in a music video. It wasn't like she's a stripper at night. She was just in a music video. She had a little less clothes on. And she was just doing a little more provocative dancing than most. But it was a music video. She got paid to do a particular scene in a music video. But they're not having it. So, that's that. But I'm going to tell y'all like this. As much as we love to do what we like to do when we're no longer on the clock, that's why they have your code of conduct booklets that you read every year, and you sign off that you understand the terms. There's always a social media clause in everybody's job. You just have to find the small print. Some companies don't mind you doing things on the side as long as your reputation doing that thing on the side does not supersede what you do full time and make your company look bad for your decisions, what you do off the clock. So I get that. That's why, again, you have to learn how to keep your private pages private, because if it gets out there and it gets back to your employer, if they don't like it, regardless if you're on duty or not, they're going to say something. You're probably saying, well, Shaunie, what do you feel about it? I can't tell nobody how to make their money and spend their money. I'm just telling you, you just got to make sure you keep your personal life personal and your business life business. Because if you don't draw a line between the two, you are going to have to do a lot of explaining unemployment offices. You don't want that for yourself. Now, again, she's not wearing NYPD paraphernalia. She's not saying anything in the video related to her being a detective outside of her shaking her her meatloaf back there. What she's doing in this music video has nothing to do with what she does full time. But again, especially in a high position such as a public servant or anything, a doctor to that nature, they do want you to carry yourself well. You remember just a few business months ago, I told you about the young lady that was twerking in uniform. She wasn't like naked, but she just did a little while she was on the aircraft when there was no people on the aircraft, and she put it on TikTok, and she immediately got fired. And everybody was like, what? Well, she actually was on the premises of her plane, which is Oh, you know, they don't like that. She was twerking, even though it wasn't a nasty twerk. She did it in uniform. She did it on a plane. So they were like, oh no, we gotta let you go because now you're making our company look bad. So every company is different. I think that, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, ma'am. You just got to do what you gotta do because ain't nobody helping you with them extra bills. Even though your salary sound good, $144,000 now, that's still probably, you know, barely making ends meet for those people that stay in higher value cities like New York, California, Florida, stuff like that, because the cost of living is so high. So she probably is still struggling. Her son's probably in a charter school or private school. She could have somebody in her family have health issues. You know, she probably ain't got no scholarship for you know, and you don't know why people have to penny pinch. But all I'm telling you is that they're holding it to you, man, because you're an officer. Better yet, you're a detective. So they hope that you would not be bouncing between the two, especially because the people in the music industry deal heavily around drugs, alcohol, and things that you arrest people like that for. So I can see their point. I hope that you're not fired. But there's stories like this happening all the time. Back in 2022, there was a rookie that was giving a married lieutenant a lap dance during a rowdy party, and she was transferred to another bureau. Like, she just was frowned upon easily. 2 female cops were demoted in 2018 after posing with a male nude stripper while in uniform at a Mother's Day event. Now, why the hell would they have strippers at a Mother's Day event? He probably was like, where them pains at? Where your wang at? He was getting one. But again, they face disciplinary action, so you really have to ask yourself, if my boss saw this, would I be written up? If my boss saw this, would I be fired? And if you can say yes, then you probably need to either make sure that video is private, but since it was a music video, you know it was going to be public and somebody was going to notice you. But you got to do what you got to do, baby. There's no judgment from me, baby. I just think they're, you know, a little harsh on you, but again, you are a police officer, aka detective, so they do hold you to a higher morale and standard because, again, these are people that you arrest on a regular basis. You can't just be seeing popping them cheeks with everybody. But that's your business, okay? I'm just a messenger. It's your girl, Shaunie B. If you care with me, fool with me, make sure you check out that website of mine. Yes, www.shauniebentertainment.com. Check out the fan gear option to drop donations, but no pressure to do either of those two, because I do see the likes, the shares, the comments means the world to me. So I was going to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears. Let's get in them comments, though. A lot of people may not see it from the perspective of her job. More people might see it from the perspective of her. But you, watching me, hearing this story, what do you feel about somebody doing something off-duty, off the clock, in non-uniform, and then their job responding with possibly disciplinary actions? Do you feel that her music video job did put her detective job at risk? Do you think they're two separate lifestyles, two separate people? Do you think she owes them an explanation? No wrong answers, because again, you might enlighten somebody else to say, oh, I didn't think about it that way, right? But I wish you the best of luck. And anybody that has to make a decision to go out and go get the money, and get an additional income, it may conflict with what you do in your daytime job, but you got to read them clauses and make sure that your new job or hobby does not step on your career job, because it's hard to find a job out here, baby. They are laying people off left and right. But the best of luck to everybody that has to be between a rock and a hard place making an executive decision to provide for their family. Much success and blessings to you. But until next time, next story, and I'm out this piss.